Hello, Facebook fans. This is Dave, your Steven Seagal lookalike, one and only Valparaiso. I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there have seen my videos being posted. Everyone different from the other. Some taken from the stores, and some taken from like Dollar General or Save-A-Lot or a whole bunch of stores. Dairy Queen, the restaurant, Burger King, McDonald's once in a while. So, okay, these facial movements that you see, it's a problem that I have that I was born with. It's called Tourette's nervous disorder. So please forgive me when you see that sometimes. But other than that, people have asked me questions on Facebook, and they asked me on TikTok, and I don't know if they have asked me yet on YouTube, but I'm making this YouTube video to let people know the reason why I call myself the Steven Seagal lookalike. And it all started all the way back in time when I was 16, 17 years old. I was, really good shape. I was young, I have a smooth face and everything else like this. And people say, "Hey, there's Steven Seagal. Hey, there's Steven Seagal," and I've been hearing that out loud from a long time, and so I took a picture and I did a side by side to Steven Seagal, and I looked at it, and other people looked at it and they said, "Wow, the semblance is great. I mean, you favor Steven Seagal. You practically look like him. The only difference is with Steven Seagal, he has that little V shape in the middle of his forehead." And a long time ago, I had a haircut, a hairstyle, and I had a pompadour look, okay? And I had that one V for a little bit of time, and I was thinking to myself, wow, I actually probably do look like Steven Seagal. So I've been making videos calling myself the Steven Seagal lookalike for a very long time, and I believe I'm the only Steven Seagal lookalike in Valparaiso, because I haven't seen any other videos people posting or on YouTube or TikTok or anyone calling them the Steven Seagal. So my dreams when I was in my 20s, because I started as a young age, around 14, 15, in martial arts. I started taking, I went to this one school. It was called the 7-Star Praying Mantis. It's like, like this, mainly, and I took that up for a while. I tried getting into a karate school, but I just, I wanted to study Chinese martial arts. This was basically what I was doing, because as kids we used to grow up, and we grew up on Bruce Lee, Wah! And watching Bruce Lee in martial arts really fascinated me and stuff like this. And then I took up the 7-Star Praying Mantis school, that is now called the 7 Steps Kung Fu Academy of Chicago, 7 Steps, and the master of the school is Sifu Kwan. Okay, basically who my teacher is. I left that school back in 19. Oh, I left that school back in I think it was 1987 or 88 or something like this, and I studied under another teacher. His name was Sifu Matarasi, and Sifu Matarasi, he taught White Crane, and I was with him for a few years, and until I graduated and stuff like this. I used to do demonstrations of the White Crane, and I used to mix it with the praying mantis. So I'd be like this, and then all of a sudden, boom, came out the praying mantis, and it's almost the same thing as the praying mantis, So with that, I was fascinated of a lot of martial art movies like Claude Van Damme, until I ran across Steven Seagal's movies too. And I was fascinated over Steven Seagal's movies because I know in real life he's actually a real teacher and a really damn good teacher too at that. He's highly respectable and I mean he has a great personality and he knows a lot about philosophy. But I never knew that he worked at the sheriff's department. Wow, I mean, and even today he is still working at a sheriff's department. Catching criminals and what have you not, and I was fascinated over him, and I still am. You know, I have a lot of respect for Steven Seagal. I always wish back in the 20s, not the 20s, but when I was in my 20s, I was always hoping that he would contact me. Like in 2008 and 2009, I was hoping that Steven Seagal would contact me on Facebook or Yahoo Messenger and say, hey, I like to get together with you, take some pictures or whatever, not because you do favor me, and I was hoping maybe I could play a double role with him in some of his movies and stuff like that, by me being the Steven Seagal lookalike. Okay, and the reason why I do call myself the Steven Seagal is because here, I'll show you. I got a little hair thing right here, okay, if you see right here. I'm going to pin my hair up right now, okay, for you guys so you can understand what I'm talking about, okay. Now, he always keeps a ponytail, okay. I'm going to pin it up like this, okay. There. My hair is pinned up, okay. His ponytail was probably not as long as mine, but my hair used to be really long. It used to be right down to my kneecaps, And then I'm going to remove my glasses. And if you look at my face profile, I mean, you can imagine, have that little smile. So back when I moved down to Tennessee, I was living out in Mansfield, Tennessee, right outside of Pierce, Tennessee. My wife had some property out there. It was given by her Uncle John, and I used to hear people shouting out, and we're talking about in 1999, 2000. Hey, there's Steven Seagal! Steven Seagal! Steven Seagal! And what's so bad about it is back in the 90s, okay, I had a part-time job. I was working at the Hilton, okay? It's a big hotel, the Hilton in Chicago, in downtown. And I was working there as a busboy, okay? And part-time, dishwasher and what have you not. And I had a lot of friends. We also knew the limousine driver that had a limousine. He would drive for the hotel, pick up customers, bring them to the airport, or bring them back to the hotel. And on days he was off, he would actually borrow the limousine. We would all jump in the limousine with him, dress up really nice and stuff like that. And mainly to pick up girls, I mean, when you're young, and stuff like that, that's what happens, okay? So, we went to this nightclub in Chicago. It's called the Planet Hollywood, okay? He pulled up right in front of the door of the Planet Hollywood. He opened the door for me. I got out of the car. Next thing you know, I had all these people rushing up to the car, say, Steven Seagal, can I get your autograph? Can I get your autograph? I saw your movies. Oh man, you are awesome. Can I get your autograph? And I'm thinking to myself, I told the people, look, I'm not really Steven Seagal. I may look like him, but they wanted me to sign their autograph. So I said, I wrote on there, David, you're Steven Seagal lookalike. Okay? And they were happy. I had all these people coming up to me and taking pictures and stuff like that. And I said, wow, this is so great, fascinating to me, And as I got older, I looked at Steven Seagal, and he had a picture of him sitting there at a desk at the sheriff's department. And I looked at those glasses, and I said, man, those glasses look just like mine. So I I put the glasses on. Hi, my name is Steven Seagal. I work for the Sheriff's Department. But I really don't. And I've been waiting ever since for Steven Seagal to hit up on me, and even on Facebook. There was one guy who claimed to be Steven Seagal. Because I really did not really believe it or nothing like that, because he wouldn't do a video chat with me, because that's the only way I can be convinced that if that is the real Steven Seagal or not. But other than that, I was really happy. I mean, I've always, favored this, Steven Seagal, and he's one of my, I guess you could say, heroes. Okay, sure, we all sometimes, talk about people and stuff like this, and it's not right. But in reality, Steven Seagal is a good man. Okay, a real good man, very intelligent, and knows a lot about philosophy, and he's good in martial arts. I'm really proud of him. I just wish that he would contact me. Because even today, hell, it's 22, and I still get people saying, "Damn, you look like Steven Seagal." I'm much older now. I'm not as youth as like I used to be, but I still have that. And I don't think I'll ever lose it. Sure, I might put on a few pounds and stuff like this, but I'm really happy with myself. I was married for quite some time, and then my wife passed away about 2 years ago, and I ran into a new girl that I'm seeing now, and she, my wife always told me if there's something ever happened to me, because my wife had leukemia, and I took really good care of her. I was very loyal to her, and I took care of her. Took her to all her doctor appointments, hospital, even all the way to UIC, the Cancer Research Center in Chicago. And then, of course, back 2 years ago, it was December 25th, 2020 was the last time we were actually together. She went in the hospital on the 28th, and for some odd reason, she caught COVID while she was in the hospital, and they took her to St. Mary's, and she was in there for almost 25 days. I thought that they would have taken care of her, and she would have been back home, because that's all she talked about was coming home, coming home, coming home. They had her on a ventilator and stuff like that, because the COVID attacked her lungs. It wasn't cancer that she died and passed away from. It was due to COVID. I always carry my mask with me, and I gotta make it a habit to always wear my mask when I go into these stores, because COVID is still around, and people can still catch it, even with the booster shots. So we just gotta be safe, and always in your life, because I'm gonna tell you something. When she passed away, I took it very hard. Very hard. We were together for 35 years. I took it very hard. But other than that, she was the greatest thing in the world to me. Because believe me, I've had hardship my whole life. And then I finally run across a good one. And then what's so bad about it, and I feel it was brought down by God, saying, here, her name is, so I would say the name, but I don't want to do that because of privacy policy. But I met this girl, and it was just surprising that her and my girlfriend now, they have a lot in common. My wife and her, a lot in common, and we fell in love with each other. I believe I fell in love with her first because I told myself this is one of the good ones. I'm not gonna lose her, you know, no way, and I'm gonna be loyal to her, you know. So anyway, that's the whole thing. If you want to check out my Facebook page, it's David Jensen, Jensen, in Valparaiso. Okay, and the background's got the Lakota flag in the background. Okay, the reason why I have a Lakota flag because I am a Lakota. You know, and that's another story. You know, I'm not going to get into it right now. Right now, I'm at the Family Dollar. Right now, I'm planning to get a few personal items and what have you now. But other than that, I always tell people, when you're with somebody, be loyal to them, no matter what. There's nothing so bad that you cannot actually sit down and talk about it. Now, of course, I understand in some relationships, not everything can be worked out. I mean, you know, but in the good majority of things, they can be worked out. You guys can come to an agreement and stuff like that, you know. So, you know, love the one you're with, you know. Cherish the one you're with. You know, there's nothing so great than having someone by your side, you know, patting your head or playing with your ears or holding you and stuff like that. And it's such a great feeling, you know. And then when you wake up one day and you realize that person's not laying down next to you, and she's not playing with your hair or playing with your ears or kissing you or holding you, you start thinking about it, and you really miss that, you know. You miss that feeling, you know. Now, of course, I have that feeling now because I'm with this girl that I've been seeing for over a year now, and it's a good feeling again, you know. I had to move on. I had to turn the page on this, you know, because I wanted to have a new life, you know, and that's what I'm doing right now. But other than that, my lips are kind of dry. I gotta get some cream for it. But other than that, Facebook fans, I hope you enjoyed my video. Please share it. You will find me on Facebook. You know, when you do send me a friend's request, notate the friend's request saying that I saw your video on YouTube, and then I will accept you as a friend. Other than that, I'm also on TikTok, and believe me, I do a whole bunch of crazy stuff. You know, sometimes I just do the TikTok by itself. I do my YouTube video, and I put it on my YouTube, and I also put it on the Reel, and of course TikTok Live. So anyway, Facebook fans, I'm gonna get going because I'm gonna go and take care of this business, you know. But hey, I'm gonna talk to you guys later, okay? And I'm gonna tell you something. Please watch my video, okay? This is David, your one and only Steven Seagal lookalike, one and only Valparaiso. And Steve, anyone out there who knows Steven Seagal personally, have him look at my video. Okay, because I really would like to sit down and talk to him and say, hey, dude, I'm your brother. Anyway, like I said, this is David, your Steven Seagal lookalike, one and only Valparaiso. Have a great day. Peace.